Hello everyone. I am Mridu from New Delhi, India. I am a design educator and an architecture professional, and I would like to present my ongoing inquiry into the field of design and architecture education from manifestation to transformation. In the world of creative industries, the seemingly interconnected domains of design and architecture actually exist in stringent silos. As a professional, I work parallelly in both these environments on a daily basis. We are an architecture and urban design practice which has started our own design institute in the capital city of India. The institute and the architecture office are across the street. As a person working simultaneously in these domains, I am constantly confronted with the explicit commonalities of the two environments, but the obvious lack of knowledge exchange within the ecosystem. This ecosystem is physically, philosophically, and metaphorically aligned and in close proximity. On dwelling deeper, I realized that this phenomena exists world over. Architects and designers exist in their own silos and domains. It is their education, the ranging from the number of years they study to the nature of education that is given. It is their manifestation of what do they make. It is the scale at which they operate and their professional positions that determine and pronounce, almost highlighting these differences. Historically, there has been an attempt to unify these domains, as seen with the Bauhaus School, where the founder, Walter Gropius, explained in the Bauhaus Manifesto that this new school was one which had a utopian, unified, craft based curriculum that combines architecture, sculpture, painting to create designers for the modern way of living. Bauhaus at the time had its curriculum rooted in craft and mastering transferable skills like drawing, material handling, and construction. These techniques were useful for all domains of design and architecture. Essentially, it involved an experiential knowledge of making. However, in the 21st century, when the world has evolved and changed dramatically, design is not just a single dimensional task, but the set of activities related to skills, knowledge, and understanding. Just having the making skills does not make one an outstanding designer or an architect. Since every project is unique, it is the cognitive processes, approaches, and activities that contribute to the expertise of being a designer. In their book, Design Expertise, Lawson endorsed site design as a central subject that cuts across the fields and is taught in the disciplines of architecture, industrial, interior, and graphic design. Their inferences nudge one to have a holistic view towards creating design expertise through practice, regardless of the field of architecture and design. One can therefore infer that the stringent boundaries of architecture and design are mainly manifestation dependent. In design, one is predominantly designing products and services, and in architecture, it is about building cities and buildings. Since our globalized world is now faced with a multitude of societal challenges like climate change, the food crisis, population explosion, poverty, and immigration, we increasingly see that many designers and architects have transitioned to becoming transformational designers that are looking at new ways to change behaviors and the society. It has also been discussed that such wicked challenges are inherently intertwined in a meta system of issues and therefore cannot be addressed in isolation. Complex situations require a transdisciplinary approach. There are many definitions of transdisciplinary approaches, but they commonly all transcend individual disciplines, are future oriented, action focused, holistic, and systemic. And we see the need of an encompassing one. I would like to cite live examples of projects from my ecosystem that depict how the same brief that has been given to architects and designers produce a variety of solutions. This is the example of the Indian state of Meghalaya, which is one of the seven northeastern states of India. The government of Meghalaya asked us to propose tourism enhancement strategies in this remote state. Meghalaya is famous for high rainfall, subtropical forests, and biodiversity. Tribals make up the majority of Meghalaya's population. English is the common spoken language across diverse ethnic and demographic groups. Architecture professionals and planners began by doing tourism potential assessments to see the nature of tourism possible in the region, from cultural, natural, rural, adventure, wildlife, leisure, and wellness tourisms. They proposed interventions on the basis of the same, prioritizing nature over humans. Sustainable tourism, that of low footfall, dispersed travel, and high value, was the central premise. And on the basis of this research, various infrastructure projects to support tourism, visitor attractions, landscapes, and hardscapes were proposed. Eventually, a detailed and dispersed sustainable tourism master plan was made to the government with projects of large to small scales, defining timelines and energies. When I gave the same project to the design school students to do, they approached the projects from a cultural point of view to enhance tourism by experiencing a part of the culture. They combined folk tales and stories to present a modern looking narrative, but of age old traditions that is more relevant for the younger generation. One group of students designed campaigns around the tribals of the region, their lifestyle and food habits in a very contemporary graphic way in order to inform the discerning traveler. Another project which I want to cite is a similar one. Guwahati is the largest metropolis in the northeastern states. It is also called the gateway to Northeast India, and it literally serves as the main city supporting transportation and infrastructure facilities of the state. The brief was to design a twin city near Guwahati which could economically benefit the virgin state of Meghalaya. The urban practice dived into understanding the city of Guwahati and the opportunity at hand. From the airport to medical infrastructure, Guwahati was a hub for manufacturing and transportation, and definitely a twin city of a certain scale for Meghalaya could be proposed. On principles of shared infrastructures, a twin city was proposed to offer inhabitants what they missed in Guwahati, a higher quality of living. A modern program was proposed which energy consumption and consciousness at the heart of the project. A place where one could live, work, and play nestled in nature. Site connectivity and contours were studied. Potential land use strategies were discussed. An uninterrupted green link was proposed so that the residents could live, work, and play with the green lungs of the city and get a pleasurable living experience. The design students of the design school started looking at the geography and the exact location of where the context could be narrowed down. Their approach was mainly to see what is the nature of the people the city is being designed for. From their research, a big narrative of sports came out. Almost half the players in Indian football and related sports come from the northeastern part of the country. And a school in Meghalaya may not have a classroom, but they will always have a football field. This is what led them, therefore, to propose a twin city as the football capital of India. A master plan was made to connect and uplift all existing sports facilities in the vicinity to give impetus to sports. Impact on stakeholders was studied and a roadmap for development was made. After seeing how designers and architects respond to the same brief, a certain difference in the way they approach a topic was felt and seen. Again, it was to do with scale, with the nature of interventions, and the starting points of their research. Both groups had valuable suggestions, crucial for the meaningful development of a region, and both lacked obvious parts of the research simply because the lens of looking at the issue was different. Designers were more user driven, architects were more context driven. In this essence, almost space and geographically driven. Holistic development needs both. Architects and designers both possess the power to envision and manifest the world, and an integrated position with a broader lens, synthesizing them into a holistic view, will help to address titanic societal challenges that can systemically change the future by connecting the dots across scales, sectors, and geographies. This is where I see the two disciplines meeting and finding a common approach and voice. I want to develop a pedagogy, a methodology, an approach, a framework, a development guideline, and a curriculum that unifies this thesis. This methodology and framework could be very beneficial for architects, designers, educators, policymakers, politicians, and commissioners. In essence, this pedagogy is for anyone who wishes to shape the world meaningfully and holistically. Thank you.